at 5:55.
All right, well, I can't draft off the women's basketball success or a story here. So, we start this week just, boring old football. By the way, our top 5 at 5:55 brought to you by Slapsticks Comedy Club. We had our first event at Rogue Media Network. It was a huge success on Saturday night. It was a blast. We did a great improv show with Amber and Mike and Kevin and I had a great time. We're trying to figure out a name for our group right now. But Slapsticks, it was great. So we're going to have more events in the future. Just follow the Slapsticks Facebook page and find out when we're going to show up next before the club is open this summer. And things are coming along well there as far as construction goes. But, you got to navigate all those construction issues before you open the deal. But it is coming soon and bringing the laughter back to Waco. So top 5 Cowboys post-draft questions. Number 5, what holes do they still need to fill? And I don't really think they did much to get better along the offensive line, at least in the swing tackle area, which is the biggest area of concern when it comes there. I think they still need to do something with that. I know they drafted Josh Ball. I know that, Craig, say the guy from Nebraska again. Farniok, they drafted him. He's played all 3 positions, but probably is a backup in the interior, and he was a 7th-round pick, so the likelihood of him making the team, at least this year, is a little bit less than likely. All right, number 4, how many of these 11 picks make the team, 6 or 7, Smokey?
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Maybe. If Parsons is a bust, and I don't think he will be, but if he is not a 6 or 7 year All-Pro, Pro Bowl, then this could be a tough draft.
Yeah, and this is Fioka, the wide receiver from Stanford I put up there. He's a question mark to me. Now, you watch him on film. He's big. He runs really fast. He could certainly fit in there, but he's a wide receiver, and, they're kind of blocked at that position. But, good value pick, I thought, for him in particular. Not for all of them. Number 3, Josh Ball's character questions. This was something Mike McCarthy's done this now, and Jerry Jones has done it, and the Cowboys have done this for years, at least in the draft process. At least in the draft process, one of the things you can say about Jason Garrett was there wasn't too many butt heads. Most of the guys were, they had their head on straight. You cannot say that about Josh Ball from Marshall and previously FSU. You cannot say that about him. And the Cowboys, I think, are taking a huge risk here with a guy who I don't even really know if he's that good. I think we should be past worth taking the risk on people who hit women. But this is what they're going to have to deal with, and they're going to get questions about Josh Ball until he's not a member of that team anymore. So I don't know if this is worth it.
Here's my question:
Why? If Josh Ball,
you just can't. Is it like candy? And you have a sweet tooth. You mean to tell me of all the other players available, why? Because you're going to have to deal with him.
You're going to have to deal with
him. Even if he turns out to be a good guy.
And it's not.
Well, I don't know if you can be a good guy.
But it's not, okay, it's not Greg Hardy who had 19 sacks and then got in trouble. So, you can at least wrap your head around their logic, whether the morals of it are off. You can get why they did it. Josh Ball makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me given where he was drafted and why.
I don't see why he's such a bad guy. His ex-girlfriend only called him a violent person. There was only 11 incidents in their 18th-month relationship. He's only accused of slapping her, throwing her to the floor, grabbing her, shoving her. She only had to get a protective order and joint resolution to order him to stay away from her residence in Tallahassee and other places that she frequents. But, hey, he wasn't charged with a crime. So, but, yeah, why pick this guy? Why give him the satisfaction? I know innocent until proven guilty, but they can never say a single word about not – I never want to hear Jerry Jones, nor have I think they ever attempted to, but never, ever, ever try to take a stand and act like character matters, because you've shown time and again in every draft that it really doesn't, and quite frankly, that's the whole NFL. Let's face it.
No. All right. Number 2, did they get good value for who they drafted in the later rounds? And I'm saying from the 3rd round on, this is Nashawn Hughes, the cornerback they drafted. You heard Ben Solak earlier say that this guy was not very highly rated. Mm-hmm. But, look, he's 6'4", and Dan Quinn likes big cornerbacks. So, yeah, but, did you have to get this guy in the 3rd round? That's something the Cowboys do sometimes. And not – I'm saying this from the Cowboys' perspective. Other teams do it too. But the Cowboys seem to I really like this guy. Let's just go ahead and get him now, when he totally would have been there later.
Right.
Totally would have been there later. That's kind of Jerry Jones' MO. They just let that creep up. They let their like for a guy overtake their common sense. And number one, new linebackers in 2022. Look, Leighton Vander Esch's contract is not picked up. They say they want to extend him. Jalen Smith is certainly somebody that they're going to have to really look at this year. But drafting Micah Parsons for the first pick, and I'll tell you, Jabril Cox is going to be on that team, for a couple years. I mean, he's that kind of guy, Jabril Cox. I like that. I think that's the best pick they made in the entire draft. Great coverage linebacker. That's where you can get good value in the 4th and 5th round. That's where Jabril Cox really is valuable. And look, if you've got two guys who can start in 2022 and then Leighton Vander Esch, okay, that means somebody's going to be gone after this. It's probably going to be Jalen Smith and maybe Leighton Vander Esch, or maybe both of them. They might be out clean from both those guys, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, prove it. I mean,
Yeah.
why does Leighton Vander Esch deserve any more opportunity than he's already had? Try staying healthy. I know it's not his fault, but why would Jalen Smith deserve any type of long-term assurances? He doesn't. So, I'm excited to see these new guys. They clearly needed to address it, and they did. And I like Cox as a pick. I think that he was somebody who, another team would have jumped on pretty quickly and grabbed him if they hadn't, swooped in and got him. So, I like that pick a lot. And we'll see. Everybody's excited about their draft picks or totally down on them, kind of like the reaction of the women's basketball coach. Some people set themselves up to be disappointed because they kept feeding one name and one name alone and, basically convinced themselves that was going to be the person or it was going to work out. And so, same kind of thing with this. Like, everybody gets excited, we'll see, or they get down and then they're pleasantly surprised. And I think that's kind of the same with the coach.
Everything, draft, recruiting, all of it, what you should say after it's over is, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll
really,
see.
It sounds kind of silly, but that's the truth. It's a we'll see situation for the Cowboys draft, and we'll see with Baylor's brand new basketball coach.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, I just got off the phone with Kalani Brown and Odyssey Sims are on the Atlanta Dream roster, but neither one have really been there that long to have any kind of a knowledge of her because of COVID and the fact that,